Welcome back to part 9 of my brain collapsed into my spine and I almost died due to medical negligence. When I left you last, I had just gotten a message from my boyfriend that said that he was not coming back to the hospital when I had expected him to. And I needed him to pick up my laundry because I was running out of clothes and I wasn't sure that I had anything left to wear the next day. I gathered myself and I called Linda, as I had so many times before in so many of my previous parts of this story. And I said, Mom, he's not coming. And I don't know what to do because I don't know that I have clothes left to wear and I'm going to run out of things to put on my body. And I have to shower tomorrow, and showering is already hard enough because I have to get in this wheelchair and I have to go into this stupid bathroom that has this bench that I have to sit on in this shower because I can't even wash myself without someone being there to watch me sit on this chair, unclothed. And it's not that I was embarrassed to sit in front of these people. That's not it at all, because they had not made me uncomfortable in any way, shape, or form. Every tech I had had, every nurse I had had, every part of OT and speech and PT and my doctors, they were all wonderful. But when you feel bare and raw as a person, you don't even recognize yourself, but now you're sitting here just naked in this shower that you just had to wheel yourself into and transfer over to this chair that you have to sit on while you lean to hold a shower head in your hand and to try and wash your hair, and everything hurts and it's cold. And it just doesn't feel right. The thought of putting on a pair of pants that are dirty was too much. It was too much. And I said, Mom, I don't know what to do. And she said, I'm coming. I'm on my way. A few 30 minutes later, knock on my door, and in walks Linda, which would already have been a miracle in itself because we love Linda and Linda makes the world go round. But bouncing behind her were 3 just beautiful boys. My boys. Hey, Mom. Something so simple, yet the 2 things that I just needed to hear to put that power back in me, because it was like my reason that I was fighting, they were standing in front of me and they laughed with me and they climbed up on my bed, and of course Linda threw a fit because, be careful, her brain just got cut out. But they laid with me and they hugged me and they encouraged me and they talked with me and they asked how things were going, and of course I said, so good, so good. And I'm going to be home soon. Even if I didn't believe it, they made me feel like I could believe that. So I spent my time as my mom gathered all of my things and she packed all of my dirty clothes. She made sure that my bedside table was set up with all of the things that I need, and that my phone charger was close enough that I could plug my phone in, and that my shades were drawn, and that I had my sunglasses in case I needed them after they left, and shut the lights down. If someone came and knocked, I would have my glasses ready. Because I'm still wearing sunglasses around the clock unless I'm in the room with my lights off. Head injuries are silly like that. And my nurse came in to give me my night meds, and I said, I think we need to talk. It's time. I want to cut my meds off that I'm taking because I'm someone that knows my body, and I feel like some of the things that I'm taking, that's something that I'm putting in my body that my body is saying I want no more. And I don't know what it is, but I want to figure that out because I need to make a change. She said, oh my, let me just go call Dr. Yablon real quick. That's my physical medicine and rehab doctor. I was sure that he wouldn't be happy to hear from my nurse. as he's already working around the clock essentially to figure out what happened to me, why this happened to me, and what we were going to do to bring me back. And now I don't want to take my meds anymore. I have now officially become a sore spot in this man's side. She comes back in a few minutes later and she said, I talked to your doctor. He said he trusts you, but he wants to make a deal. Oh my. I said, okay, I think I'm willing. Hit me with it. He said, that's fine, but you've been refusing any kind of pain medication since you got here. And he thinks that might make a difference too. So he's willing to cut some of these things, but he wants you to take that tonight before you go to bed. And I said, you know what? I'm feeling empowered. I don't want to do this. But I'll do this. I trust him too. And so we came to our agreement. We had our virtual handshake and we did our thing. And I laid my head down and I slept like a baby. Despite the pain, despite the frustration, the unknown, all of the things, I closed my eyes, and for the first time in what felt like an eternity, I slept all night. I woke up the next day and I hear this knock on the door and I say, come on in. In strolls OT, and she sees me already sitting up on the edge of my bed. I have somehow finagled myself into my pants. Thank you. Welcome into my room. She said, oh my, how did you do that? I said, it wasn't pretty, but I managed it. I wiggled and I leaned and I laid on my bed and I made this happen. I got my pants on. And I've never been so excited to have this laugh with another person about putting on my pants than I was in that moment. And I did it. She said, cool. Let me help you with those shoes and let's get you cruising, girl. So we get into my wheelchair and we go into that bathroom and I brush my teeth over that sink as I drool over myself with pride today. And I said, guess what? Today's the day. She said, cool. For what? I said, today's the day I stand up. Today's the day when everything changes. She said, what brought you here? I said, my boys. My mom showed up for me and my boys showed up for me. And no matter what has happened in these last 3 weeks, today is the day. I am determined. And then in walks my PT. And I completely forgot that my PTs that I had been working with weren't going to be here today. And it was someone new. She said, it's going to be fine because today is the day. And I still remember the look that she gave me that said, take a deep breath, and encouraged me. And so I did. We get down to that room and I do this recumbent stepper and I actually make these pedals move. And I looked at her and I said, do you see this? And she said, yes. Yes. Great job. They weren't sure that you were going to be able to do that today. And I said, I want to do it. You want to do what? I said, I want to stand up. She looked at me with a lot of fear in her eyes. She said, according to your chart, I'm not sure that that's in the agenda today. And I said, I know, I know that. And I think that they would freak out if they were here, but today is the day and I want to do it. So we sit me in this chair and I get this walker in front of me and I get my hand on this chair and I get my hand on the walker. She has the monitor attached to me and I took a deep breath and I pushed and I stood up. I took a moment to hold my breath because I wasn't really sure what was going to happen next because at this point everything normally goes black. And I looked at this PT and I said, I can still see you. I think I'm okay. She said, you're feeling okay? I said, I think I'm feeling okay. I just stood up. And I couldn't stop saying it. I just stood up. I'm standing up. Mind you, I'm holding on with every fiber of my being. And it feels weird, but I am standing up. And everything in that moment started to make sense.